You know what happened to our communities and our people, period? Drugs. Okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because drugs has no race. It has no color. It has no social status. It has no
I've seen rich people and poor people.
Exactly. We've seen the person at the top of the top who we consider our idols fall flat on their faces because of drugs.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt. It's time for the Suffering Podcast.
As a child, we only know what is presented to us and put in front of our eyes. We're stuck inside a bubble, ingesting only what is on the menu, never knowing that there is a great big world outside that needs to be explored. Only when we step into the sunlight and see a different angle of the world do we start to see the possibilities. Opportunities are all around us, hidden behind misinformation and a cloudy lens. Our job is to sift through the past, to see what is true and what is a lie. Awakening is like being unplugged from the Matrix. You are now burdened with reality and seeing the world with newborn eyes once again, knowing that you can never be plugged back into what you've always thought you knew. I'm Kevin Donaldson here with Mike Failace, and on this episode of the Suffering Podcast, we sit down with Lavana and Tashiann to discuss the suffering of the inner city. Lavana and Tashiann have a unique perspective that you can overcome pretty much anything. Thank you so much for coming in, ladies. It's really nice to have you.
You're very welcome.
And listen,
Thanks for the invite.
Buckle up. It's going to be a while.
I'm just saying. So you should have warned them. You should have just allowed me to kind of like maneuver the thing.
The energy the energy in this room is going to be off the charts. Before we get into anything, let's throw a big shout out to our marquee sponsor. That's Toyota of Hackensack. We don't trust anybody, but we do trust Toyota of Hackensack. So if you're looking for a car, go to toyotahackensack.com and let them find you a car. So ladies,
yes,
this is one of the strangest meetings that we have ever had.
Without a doubt.
okay.
I want to hear this. Enlighten me.
Well, you were there, so I'm pretty sure you know it. We just met you two ladies last Friday.
Correct.
We moved our guest because your energy that came from both of you was so unique and so powerful. Okay. Mike and I had a conversation on the way home.
On the way home. We didn't wait to get home.
Because, we ain't one of them we heard. Okay. So I can understand why. No, but for real, seriously, I need to hear this. I want to hear this from your perspective, please. So Mike calls me, and I'm actually, as he's calling me, I'm typing out a text to him. And I said, it's impressive of how you came across, both of you. All right. Wow. And bottom line with this show that Mike and I have created, all we want to do is talk to people who we find interesting, who have a great story and can bring hope to our audience. Absolutely.
And that's what both of you brought to me, because that event, it was what it was. It wasn't my favorite event, but I did get to meet both of you, so it came out.
Something good came out of it.
Yeah.
Voila, magic.
I love that.
So, ladies, each week we take a question from our audience. This week's question comes from Kayla. And it says,
Hi, Kayla.
It says, how far are you willing to go to get what you want? Tashiann, I'm going to start with you, because I like to go clockwise.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, the good thing is I am trusting and obedient, so I don't think I'll have to ever do anything that is out of alignment. So I'll go as far as I need to, but I know that I won't have to do anything that doesn't feel good or that isn't something that is within my morals or my values. So I'm going to go far, but, with God or, yeah.
That's good. Lavana, what do you think?
How far? Listen, a lot of it is going to be close to what she says, but it's going to be very different because we are in alignment with one another. I'm being honest and I'm being serious.
Close but far away.
Close but very far away because there's levels to everything, right? I'm going to go as far as I will go without crossing boundaries.
Well, you have to set them in place before you know what you want.
The blueprint. That's called the blueprint. You know, with a blueprint is somebody that sketches out exactly what they want and how they want it and what they want where. And those are all boundaries. Those spaces are boundaries. So with my blueprint, it could be as wide as this table. So I'm going to go far, but...
You do understand that the media world, it's constant. You become that habitual line stepper that Charlie Murphy always talked about.
Well, that's them. That ain't me. I had to learn the lessons to get to where I can just say what I just said, though, at the same time, right?
We've seen it. That's why I'm telling you this. We have seen it where people go, there's a boundary that Mike and I, we try to stay within as well. But then there are people who say they have boundaries, but they'll go so far outside the boundary.
And those are those people, you know how they say when people show you who they are, believe them?
Their true colors.
So once a person showed me that, you're not going to get another chance to cross another boundary. That's it. I'm going to remove myself from that.
That's good. And stick with that. And I hope you do. Mike, what do you think?
You know, I do almost anything to get something I needed. But the things I'm not going to do, I'm not going to step on toes. You know, I'm not going to piss anybody off. And I'm not going to disrespect anybody.
Oh, I love that.
Once it comes to that, once you lose respect for yourself, then nobody's going to have respect for you.
Exactly.
I was told a long time ago that if you don't get what you want, it's because you didn't want it bad enough. Now, I will outwork anybody. And I will outwork anybody to get what I want.
Correct.
And I will break my ass, but it's going to be on my terms, not on anybody else's terms. I'm going to get what I want. And that way, when I get what I want, whatever it may be, I'm going to say, I earned that. Because nothing's worse, and sort of the concept of our show is to get something that's unearned. When you get unearned things, you don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you were given, I'll give you a prime example. So everybody was sent out that $2,000 stimulus money. Okay,
somebody stole mine. I'm telling y'all, wherever y'all at, y'all getting karma. Bad karma.
What did everybody do with it? Everybody bought sneakers, TVs,
blew it.
cell
It was
phone.
over. It was over.
Nobody spent it. Nobody put it away. Nobody put it away for a rainy day. Everybody spent it immediately because it was free money and they didn't have to earn it.
It was given. It wasn't earned.
Correct.
Yeah.
So.
I love that example. Yes. That was awesome.
So, Kayla, thank you so much for sending that in. Keep sending in your questions,
Thanks,
and we will try to get them on the air. So, ladies.
Tosh and Slayer V.
Whoa, that's right. You know what? I'm happy you said Slayer V because when he introduced me as Lavana, I was like, that was cute, but I was expecting Slayer V. So thanks for the alley-oop. Okay.
So there was a
Throw it right up there.
No, come on, you do it up.
There was a upcoming rapper that I was speaking to once, and I'll give his name out because he's a friend of mine. He calls himself No Sleep Bugatti.
Ooh, the name is ill. Yo, No Sleep Bugatti.
First time I got on the phone with him, I'm like, I'm not calling you No Sleep Bugatti.
You absolutely will.
I thought you said Bukaki.
I said, tell me your name or this conversation's over because I'm not going to play that game. I said, on air, I'll call you whatever you want to call. I'll say whatever you want to say because
but out of respect.
But tell me your name. And listen, he's a very ultra respectful kid, ultra respectful kid. It wasn't adversarial what I was saying. It's just I want to know who I'm talking to.
Correct.
So by me not saying Slayer V, it was no disrespect.
I had to throw a jab because he said it. And it was so dope when it came out of Mike's mouth. So I'm like,
Well, where'd you come up with Slayer V?
Actually, the name was given to me by a former business partner that I had. And listen, how can I not be called Slayer V? Okay.
Well, what's the V?
Right.
The V is Vana.
Okay.
So Vana, or it could be voluptuous.
I was hoping it was something, G-rated, appropriately rated.
Of course, come on now. I wouldn't even. Well, maybe. Whoa. It's more adjectives now.
That may be a Slayer V too, but we don't have time for that here.
But the Slayer part means in urban economics. Let me say it the right way. Slay means to dress really nice, like to. Every time a person see you, they like, okay, she hit the mark.
Okay.
And also, for me, a slayer is a person that, sword, slay, to cut,
Slay the dragon.
Slay dragons. There you go.
Yeah.
So all of that embodies Slayer V.
Yes. I love that.
And Tashiann,
Yes.
I learned this from Lavana, that you're of Caribbean descent.
I am.
Where are you from?
My family's Jamaican.
Okay.
That's us paying homage.
Right.
And why did they come to this country?
I know for sure that they came here, for the American dream. My grandpa came here first, and he actually was pretty wealthy in Jamaica. Like, he got his own money. He had a car. He had a motorcycle. He built a house for his family, but he wanted something more. I feel like he wanted to have roots here as well. So he came here, then, you know, he bought a house, then my mom came here. So him and my mother worked as a team to really get the house, to really like build a foundation for our family. And our family's pretty well off, even though.
But you know what? That's the true immigrant story. Work their butt off, save every penny they make. And we've heard it in here multiple times. Work your butt off, come here, save your money, because you know that the opportunities wherever you came from are not the same as they are in America. And that's why I love America, and I love people who embrace America when they come here.
Absolutely.
I am extraordinarily pro-immigrant. Now, in your case,
the right way.
The right way.
Oh.
In your case, people who come to this country are the people whose countries needed them the most. They're the smart ones. They're the ones that had a little bit of money, because it does take money to get here.
I like that you said that.
The sad thing is, though, when you do have that in the country where you're at, a lot of people don't like that.
They look down on you.
They
want you to give back to the government.
They're jealous, or they don't like to see you have nice things. They don't like to see you.
No, it's no different in America.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine. He's Pakistani, and his father was a diplomat, so they had some money. His father has to have his house is made out of complete block. It's brick, you know, it's impenetrable with cameras everywhere, because in that country, if you got a little bit, somebody's going to try to take it from you. So I understand that. I understand that perspective.
Like I said, when they come here legally, they're coming here because they want to. You know, we were talking about how many Russian homeless people do you see?
You don't see many. From Eastern Bloc countries, you do not see many.
Because they come over here to work.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's cultural, it's a work ethic that's built in. Unfortunately, second, third generation seem to forget that hard work that their ancestors put in.
No.
But isn't that going to what we were talking about before, earning it? I
agree.
If you're just opening the borders and letting people in, they're not earning their way in here. If you got to go through the proper channels to get here legally, you actually earned your way in here. So you're gonna appreciate it more.
You know what happened to our communities and our people, period? Drugs. Okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because drugs has no race. It has no color. It has no social status. It has no
I've seen rich people and poor people.
Exactly. We've seen the person at the top of the top who we consider our idols fall flat on their faces because of drugs.
Yeah.
So that's really the issue.
What I'm talking about with work ethic. So look at it. I'll give you an example. So when Italians came to this country, they were all masons. They were all bricklayers. It was almost like a term. Say, hey, I want to get myself a good Italian mason.
Correct.
Look at their kids and their grandkids, because they didn't want their kids to do the hard work that they did, so they sent them to college. In the third generation,
supposed to get better.
But they don't, because now a bricklayer gets paid more than a college student. So they kind of they had the right intentions. They had the right intentions, but people forget where they came from. Like they forget that hard work is necessary, because without that hard work, you don't appreciate anything. Going back to Kayla's question,
that is true. However, let me just add this perspective. What I meant by the drugs is doing it because no matter how great of a bricklayer you are, if you are high, you're not laying any brick.
The wall's going to come out like this.
Okay. So I'm telling you, the drugs being pumped into inner cities, the way that they are, like, it's not that many chemists. I don't think it's chemists in Patterson to that level that can bring that many drugs into one area of a city.
So,
like, let's be honest.
We're obviously here to talk about the suffering of the inner city. Both of you grew up in Patterson.
Yes.
There are parts of Patterson that are very nice, and there are parts of Patterson that are not so nice. Now, I will tell you this: the parts that are not so nice, all you need to do is look out on a street corner and look out on the businesses on the street corner. What are you going to see?
Liquor store,
bodega,
Chinese restaurant, bodega,
like a CVS,
a gas station, a CVS,
or a strip bar. So there's somebody that's preying on the people inside the city.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Giving them what they want. Mm-hmm. You want more liquor stores, we'll give you more liquor stores.
Exactly.
If you're drinking more there, they're going to give you more liquor stores.
Exactly.
They think they're doing well for the community, But really, what they're doing is they're opportunists and trying to make money for themselves.
But Mike, they know they're not doing anything good for the community, because when we go into their communities, you don't see liquor stores. You see Total Wines.
But do you think they really care? Do you think they really care about the community? All they're caring about is this.
The money. How far would you go to get what you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that question.
So what was it like growing up in Patterson?
You want it from my perspective or from hers?
I'll start.
Yeah.
So my family's Jamaican, Caribbean descent. We lived in the nicer area, I guess you can say. Mm-hmm. So I did go to a school that was near the projects. So it was different for me. Like it helped me see and understand my people better. Because, I feel like a lot of Caribbeans like to keep their children sheltered and just like, you don't really have the space to explore and to really develop your own ideas about things. So
you're in a bubble.
Yes.
You're in a bubble, yeah.
So going to a school where I saw people of all different ethnicities and just like people who were, I don't want to say.
What high school did you go to?
Well, my high school was Mary Hope, but my elementary school was School 25.
You said you went to East Side, right?
I went to East Side. I started off at School 25.
The old Joe Clark stomping grounds.
Okay, home of the Ghosts. I'm a mater.
So,
great football team there.
Absolutely.
I feel like for me, I didn't really get the rougher side of it, but it helped me understand that when I grow up, I want to help my people because something isn't right here. Even when I was younger, I could see something wasn't right, but I didn't necessarily understand or know what that was. But I'm like, I'm just looking around like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't what life's all about.
That's she talk.
So there's a couple different type of people who grow up in that environment. Some people stay and try to make their communities better, and then some people who have the means to get out, they get out. But again, getting back to those are the people that really should stay because they have the power and the wherewithal to change their communities for the better. But one of the things that I do with my kids are very privileged. They're spoiled rotten, even though they think they're not spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
So one of the organizations we work with does Christmas in Patterson. And this year, unfortunately, I got sick and I couldn't do it. Plus, it was 0 degrees out this year when we
he got sick of the cold is what happened. I didn't want to come out.
I had it set up to bring my 2 kids and 2 other kids of 2 other kids that I coach because I want them to see. Because you go into some areas where you're like, whoa. You go into the projects and you see what they have and what they have not. And I wanted my kids to see that, just to give them an appreciation, like, appreciate what you have and give back to those who have not. I wanted them to see that.
That was awesome.
Last year when we went into Patterson, not this year when you bailed out. Last year when we went, some lady came out, and we were giving out like...
Oh, the Spanish lady.
She said, I just want to thank you guys. My kids weren't going to get Christmas presents this year.
Wow.
And it just tugged at my heartstring.
And, here my kids, they give us a list. Yeah. They give us a list. Here's my Christmas list. Just go get it for me, Mom and Dad. And people got to remember that there are people who are less fortunate. And I'm a big believer in high tide raises all boats. So if I have some and I have enough, well, you start getting stuff more than enough, and that's when trouble starts happening. You want to try to give back a little bit. But those people who leave that community, those are the people that they're the ones that go off to college. They need to come back. Like the Patterson in particular needs to lure them back in because they could be the new leaders. They could be the new council people.
I raise my hand because I come from both sides of the spectrum, and I'm that person that you're talking about right now. And that person, that college graduate that's coming back, that's me. So you just spoke me into existence.
There you go.
Okay. My story is I'm from the projects. Alabama projects, Dog Pound, Lost World, in Patterson, New Jersey. This is a place where you mention any one of those names and they like, whoa, you could go there and get everything.
We know the Alabama projects.
Okay.
Know them very well.
Know them very well. And remember, I was not born there. I was born on Carroll Street in Patterson, but I was raised there. I was there since a little itty bitty girl, okay? I have fond memories of being 4 running around the projects and, playing jump rope with my friends and being at the recreational center that was built in the back for the community. And not even realizing that is like drug needles and all type of everything right on the floor right next to me.
Well, it's more than that. So at one point when we were doing it the first year we did it, we stopped at a spot. I had to go. There was no porta john. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom bad. So I went over into like a little secluded area, and somebody went to the bathroom, but it wasn't the type of bathroom that I was going to. And I'm like, God damn, man, that's gross. That's nasty.
Drugs.
That is so nasty.
I'm telling you.
But so growing up, especially in Alabama projects, you had to see some ugliness.
Listen.
Support for the Suffering Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming.
Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle.
Inside the package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker Ear, Nose, Hair Trimmer, and the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant.
And we also got the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. This thing is a life changer. Along with that, boxer briefs.
I'm going to tell you what, these are like high quality boxer briefs, and this is no joke. I'm not saying this just because Manscaped sent it to us. These are nice. My boys are going to be quite happy in there.
You can't tell Kevin's wearing them under the table right now. And we also have a nice travel package.
Join over 8 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer just for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TSP at manscaped.com.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of balls.